If Copilot isn't working in Microsoft Fabric for you, this video is to help you fix it. Hey everyone, it's Justin here from Pragmatic Works. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to enable Copilot step by step using the current 2026 setup process, including creating a Fabric capacity in Azure, assigning a workspace correctly, and turning on the right tenant setting. We have several other videos about Copilot in Fabric as well, so check those out on our YouTube channel and on our on-demand learning platform. This is also the #1 request coming in for our consulting services, so reach out if you want to get in on that. All right, let's talk about what Copilot requires. A Fabric capacity, F2 or higher, not a trial. You need a workspace assigned to that capacity. The Copilot tenant must be enabled as well. And the fourth thing is you need a supported region for Fabric capacity, not your tenant location. If any of those are missing, the Copilot icon can show up even when Copilot isn't actually operational. Let's start off with creating a Fabric capacity in the Azure portal. Remember, this is done in Azure, not the Fabric admin portal. Here I am in the Azure portal. Let's click on Create a Resource, and you can simply search for Fabric if it's not popping right up. All right, Microsoft Fabric here, and I'm going to click Create. All right, you do need to have a subscription already and a resource group, and that might be done at the global admin level or somebody else in your organization. So while you may not have Azure access, you could certainly direct somebody who does. You could help them create the Fabric capacity for you. So I'm going to enter the capacity name here, and I'm going to call this Copilot in Fabric Admin. You can't have any spaces in there or anything like that. And then I can change the size here. F64 is in there by default, but F2 or higher will work, so I can select that. And then I'll be the administrator for this capacity. So I'll just click Create. I'll be the administrator for this capacity. And of course, you can see the supported regions here. All right, review and create. And then once I'm validated, I can click Create here. All right, after the deployment completes, it just takes a few moments. I'm going to go to Resource. Now, this is where I can pause the capacity from running. Remember, while it's running, it's costing money. So we can pause that when we're not going to use it for some period of time, maybe overnight, for example. Let me just make a couple of points here on this section. First, you need Azure subscription access to do this. Being a Fabric admin alone is not enough. You typically need owner or contributor on the Azure subscription. Second, choose that region carefully. Copilot support depends on region availability. So if you deploy capacity in the wrong region, Copilot may not work. All right, last thing. If you do pause this capacity to save cost, Copilot immediately stops working in reports and workspaces tied to it. So paused capacity equals no AI compute. Let's make a workspace, and I'll also show you how to take an existing workspace and tie it to this capacity. Let's go ahead and create the workspace here. You can see I'm in Fabric here. I just toggle from Power BI to Fabric pretty regularly down here in the bottom left. I'm going to go to Workspaces and click on New Workspace, and I'm going to make a new one here. And this will be for my Copilot admin demo. And the main thing here that I need to select is you might have to drop down Advanced and then choose Fabric here. Now, this wouldn't even be enabled unless I had it running, but this is what you want to do here. So I'm going to choose the Copilot in Fabric admin that I just created, and I'm going to click Apply. All right, so anything I publish to this workspace is going to publish to a Fabric enabled workspace. If, for example, you already have a workspace and you don't want to create a new one, you just want to tie that workspace to Fabric, we can do that as well. All right, so let's just go to the settings of this workspace. Imagine that we were in a non-Fabric enabled workspace. I would click here and go to the workspace type. And you can see here that I'm in a Fabric workspace. If I wasn't, I would edit that right there and choose Fabric. So if I was going from a Pro or a Premium, then I would go to that Fabric capacity. A couple of points here on this section of the demonstration. This is the #1 reason that Copilot doesn't work for people. The workspace is not tied to a Fabric-enabled capacity. It's on a shared capacity. That means shared capacity means Copilot will not work. Also, this is a good place to mention workspace strategy. So if you mix shared and Fabric workspaces randomly, users can get confused. A best practice is to think about how to label these workspaces when you have AI-enabled Fabric workspaces versus Pro or Premium workspaces. Here's the next step in our demonstration. We want to enable Copilot tenant settings. Even with capacity and workspace configured, that's what we've done so far. Create the capacity, attach the workspace to it. Copilot is off by default. Now we need to enable it. So this is an important step. We're in the workspace here, and I'm going to head to my admin portal. So click on the settings gear icon, head down to the admin portal, and then here we are with tenant settings popping up right at the top of the list. So what we want to do here is give you a little tour. If I click on capacity settings, we're going to see the Fabric capacity that this workspace is tied to. If I click on Fabric capacity, you can see we've got this one running right here that I just made, Copilot in Fabric admin. I am the admin for it. It's at the F2 SKU in North Central US. So that's all. We just made that a few moments ago. But I'm going to go back to tenant settings, and I just want to narrow down to anything that's Copilot related. So let's click in the search bar and say, give me Copilot stuff. And we're going to see right here, users can use Copilot and other features powered by Azure OpenAI. So our default settings here are for this to be on, right? But that's at an organizational level. So if you create this, this is worth checking because by default, it's probably off. We have this enabled at the organizational level. Now, it is an option to restrict this to a specific security group. In fact, that might be a good idea if you're getting started to sort of push this out to a small group of people first. All right, a couple of important notes here. This is the main setting for Copilot. Users can use Copilot and other features powered by Azure OpenAI, but there are others, all right? Users can access the standalone Copilot experience. We have a video on that, so make sure that's enabled if you want people to be able to use the standalone Copilot experience. And you have some other ones here that are worth looking at, but none of them are as important as the initial one. Users can use Copilot and other features powered by Azure OpenAI. There are not separate toggles per workload. So the single setting that I showed you, the most important one, enables Copilot across Power BI, data flows, notebooks, pipelines, semantic models. There are no separate toggles per workload. Here's an important governance part that may or may not apply to you as a Fabric admin. Most organizations should not enable this tenant-wide immediately, okay? The better strategy is to pilot it, like I mentioned, in a security group first. Validate the behavior, get user feedback, and then start to expand access. Remember that Copilot does respect row-level security and sensitivity labels. It does not bypass your security model, but governance planning still matters. So make sure to get the right people involved. Sensitivity labels in Purview, for example, and you don't have that level of access, you still need to know about it because it could affect the Copilot experience that you are trying to manage. I've got a report here that I'm going to publish to my new workspace. And here we are in my new workspace that is attached to a Fabric enabled capacity. And I'm going to click on the Copilot button and I'm just going to say, summarize this report. All right. So what I'm going to do here, you may have noticed that when you enter a workspace now, Microsoft has been rolling out an entry point, a Copilot entry point. So you might see this interface in conjunction with your recents or something like that. But what I'm going to do is just attach, I'm just going to go to the report and I'm going to click that Copilot button, open my Copilot pane, and I'm going to say, summarize this report. All right. So after just a moment or two, Copilot has responded. This looks like Copilot is fully functioning. That's a lengthy summary. It doesn't have any questions for me. So it looks like if everything's working fine here. We could continue to ask questions like create a year-over-year sales measure, and we'll really test the capabilities of Copilot here. All right. Copilot responded with a measure and an explanation of that measure. And it looks like it even put it into a visual for me to take a look at. So we also have this how Copilot arrived at this explanation. So Copilot is working here. Just a quick validation that it is running. So we set up our capacity, right? This is kind of the checklist you want to go through. Is the capacity running? Is the workspace on the Fabric capacity, not a trial? Is the tenant toggle on, that main toggle that I showed you? And is the region supported? So this is where I mentioned US, Canada, the EU boundary, and then select places in other parts of the world. That could change over time. So that's why I'm a little hesitant to be very specific, because all of this stuff is changing regularly, including supported regions. Copilot usage can be charged centrally, regardless of the workspace license mode. So as long as the user is assigned to a Copilot capacity, right? The license associated with the user is not going to limit, as long as we're attached to that Fabric capacity in a Fabric-enabled workspace. All right, so a couple of gotchas. Just want to cover these here at the end before we wrap up. Copilot consumes Fabric capacity compute. If usage increases, you might need to scale up your SKU. Paused capacity disables Copilot instantly. The UI presence does not mean full functionality. In other words, you could see the button and it still not work. Standalone Copilot may not show all reports if governance rules limit visibility. Copilot does respect your security levels. And if you reassign or delete a capacity, Copilot behavior changes immediately. So to recap, create Fabric capacity in Azure, F2 or higher, assign workspace to that capacity, enable the Copilot tenant setting, verify region support, and then monitor that capacity usage. If this helped you understand how Copilot really works in Fabric from an admin perspective, subscribe for more Fabric and Power BI deep dives. I'm Justin from Pragmatic Works, and I'll see you next time.